What message was Donald Trump trying to convey in his historic mugshot? And why did one expert compare the pic to the work of director Stanley Kubrick? Trump, the first U.S. president to have his mugshot taken, surrendered in Fulton County, Georgia on August 24, 2023. The quadruply indicted former president is facing felony charges for allegedly trying to overturn the 2020 election results. Trump arrived in Georgia at 7 p.m. and left after posting 10% of his $200,000 bond. His historic mugshot, released by the sheriff's office, sparked a frenzy on social media. In an interview with Fox News, Trump said, "They insisted on a mugshot, and I agreed to do that. This is the only time I've ever taken a mugshot. It is not a comfortable feeling, especially when you've done nothing wrong.
I did everything right and they indicted me."
Trump didn't smile in his mugshot photo, but he did appear to have an unamused or even angry facial expression. He kept his chin slightly down as he peered up into the camera lens with his brow furrowed. In order to get some additional insight into the photo, Nicki Swift reached out to renowned body language expert and co-founder of TruthPlane, Mark Bowden. He began by explaining that it's not easy to get a true sense of body language from one still image, but the way the photo makes others feel is really what's key. That said, Bowden agrees that people looking at Trump's mugshot photo would get the sense that he's angry, pointing out his tilted forehead, knitted eyebrows, and closed lips. Bowden says, "Whether intended or not, there's a perceived aggression being directed at us, the viewer, or who we may perceive the viewer or image taker to be." Bowden compared Trump's mugshot to Stanley Kubrick's classic anti-hero depictions, also known as the Kubrick stare. Bowden explained, "The central character lowers their forehead and stares at the camera to convey a peak in their loss of any grip on reality. This is to indicate a deranged or psychotic state. It's possible that Trump was aiming to present a challenging look to his detractors, but instead he accidentally fell into a more bizarre category of classic 20th century film imagery, Kubrick's outsider descending into self-destruction." That said, Bowden also presented the flip side. Those who support President Trump may see a heroic man taking aim at his enemy. But whether the 2024 presidential hopeful is seen as a hero or a criminal, Bowden says there's a, quote, kind of romanticism and exaggeration that is congruent with Trump's grand brand. Nicki Swift also chatted with author and body language expert Jess Ponce III. Ponce says that taking a mugshot photo is generally uncomfortable, but how the person in the photo handles the circumstances can vary. For example, Ponce says that some people can appear self-conscious or awkward in a mugshot photo, while others will look pissed off. Ponce says that the latter applies to Trump. Ponce noticed some of the same elements in Trump's expression that project a feeling of anger, from his raised eyebrows, glare, and forward pose. Interestingly, Ponce doesn't believe that Trump is really upset about the situation he's been put in, but rather he's purposely giving people a show. Ponce explained, "Trump is a media master who knows this photo will go viral. He took the opportunity of this rather unpleasant situation to make a point, a rather aggressive point. He will not falter or look weak." Trump's surrender in Fulton County wasn't his first. He's actually done this 3 other times, though this did mark his very first and only mugshot. In Georgia, Trump faces several charges, including conspiracy to commit false statements and writings and filing false documents. If convicted, Trump, inmate number P011358809 in Fulton County, faces time behind bars. However, he maintains that he is innocent.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong, and everybody knows it.
Given this is how Trump feels and how he's chosen to respond to what's going on, Ponce believes that Trump was very self-aware when posing for his mugshot photo, telling Nicki Swift he was keenly in touch with how this would come across and seized a rather awkward moment to appear strong.